quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. This defense for the Dolphins, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000 yards is not totally out of the realm of possibility. The way he is playing, I think he's going to get there.
The play fake to Eckler. It's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, LA! CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A gain of 32 that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Darrington Evans. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. A tackle made by J.T. Woods.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, a run with Evans. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. fake. Here's Tagovailoa going up top. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Terrible, awful, seriously, just disgraceful.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these 2 teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Herbert. He's got this to Williams, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 35. It's a gain of 35.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They go right back to it for 20 and a first. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So now 1st and 10 as they crossed into Miami territory at the 32-yard line. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The Chargers at 11-1 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw here, Herbert. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers. Guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. They start the drive with Evans. And he stopped immediately there. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Back near his goal line, here's Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is out up around the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Let's go.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wondering about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and trying not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Up the middle with Eckler, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. It's Eckler again. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Here's Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely did.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit at every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
At their own 25-yard line.
Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Here we go.
To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Evans. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. He'll flip this out to Evans. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he wisely will throw that one away.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 39-yard line.
The The Charger drive about to get going.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 2nd and 7, Herbert. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Melvin Ingram able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So everything else is going right in this first half. Kind of follows a look to the kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the screen. And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. It's a big play there. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Tua. On the screen, this is Evans. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Looking to pass. Tua. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not running for him.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make it 24-7.
Dolphins 7.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Herbert now. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just past the 35. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Throw caught by Raymond. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Tua now on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Tua, and going deep for Hill. And Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Chargers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, they had to wait until December, but congrats to the rookie, his first INT.
Yeah, he's been a reliable contributor for this defense throughout the season. Definitely got a bright future and has gotten even brighter after making that play.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That's going to be caught.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Jared Everett, 28 yards. And the Chargers continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And a rout is on here this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Tua. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of its coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Right, 97.
Tua now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
his second catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw again on second down. Tua. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Completion was given up, and that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he's got it. Touchdown. Mike Williams with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now, because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. We haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Khalil Mack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give, Eckler running to the right. And a short gain down to about the 33. Channing Tindall is there for the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. Wide open receiver, complete. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there.
And he will get in across the Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers extend their lead yet again. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Evans running behind center, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. They'll run on 1st down with Evans. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Shot, 17. Squad red.
Now Tua. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, it's Evans. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses. but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Back to the air on second down. Tagovailoa being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Sanders' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Jerome Baker came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Here's Hill on the return. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 42-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll begin on the ground here with Evans. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. J.C. Jackson normally in coverage, this time coming up and making a stop behind the line of scrimmage.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
52 Glasgow.
On second and 12, Tua. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Dolphins on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is third down and 12. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some...
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert, that's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. But I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today when you're in that zone.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium with this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, but he opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we this behind us and get better for the next time out. This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Charger drive about to get going. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's got reincarnated right here.